viewers, you're watching the program Nafdac Today, where we bring you every activities of Nafdac. I am your regular host, Queen Obaseki. For your comments and contributions, send SMS to 080-719-16412. And my guest today on the program is the Director General of Nafdac, Dr. Paul Orhii. We will be discussing the issues of the way forward of eradication of fake drugs and other wholesome products in the country. Sir, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Sir, we would like to know the key projection for the year 2013. The plans.
Well, this year is going to be loaded because first and foremost we're going to continue with the pre-qualification of medicines program that we started for some companies involving the WHO. About 8 companies were initially selected. 6 look like they might get pre-qualification either this year or early next year. So we are working very hard in that direction so that Nigeria can become self-sufficient in the supply of essential medicines. Another area that we will be working very hard is in the area of herbal medicines. In Nigeria, we have a lot of herbal preparations, a lot of medicinal herbs, some preparations that are claimed to have to be able to cure even very serious diseases, including HIV/AIDS, cancer, diabetes, and so many other serious diseases. Some people claim that they have herbal medicines that can cure these conditions. This year we'll be embarking on research. We'll constitute teams that will try to verify the efficacy of these medicines so that if they are truly effective, we will use them. If not, we advise accordingly. And then of course, we'll continue our fight against counterfeit medical products. Using the technologies that we have deployed, including the SMS technology that enables the consumer to authenticate the medicines. So as you can see, this year is loaded. Yeah. We are very looking forward to it.
Okay, NAFDAC under your leadership is said to have made laudable achievements. So, how are you able to achieve this much? And what aspires your leadership style?
Well, we have achieved a lot in different areas. First and foremost, it is the area of fighting counterfeit medical products. If you look at even only the anti-malaria drugs, which are the most often used drugs in Nigeria because of the heavy burden of the malaria disease, we have a heavy, these medicines are used in large volumes. And because they are used in large volumes, they attract counterfeiters, and they are the most often counterfeited medicines. An evaluation done in 2008 by the WHO to evaluate the quality of anti-malaria drugs circulating in African countries showed that at that time, more than 64% did not pass quality tests. We have tried to sanitize the system. We have used so many different combined strategies to fight counterfeit medicines, especially the counterfeit anti-malaria drugs, including international collaborations, massive public enlightenment campaigns, and the use of cutting-edge technologies to fight counterfeit medicines. As a result, this year, from the 64% failure rate, the WHO announced that we have just about 20% failure rate in the anti-malaria drugs. If you look at the other medicines, we have even done better. Especially in the cities, we have less than 10% failure rate. So we are very excited. This is a major achievement. And like I mentioned, we are trying to get pre-qualification of some of our medicines so that Nigeria can become self-sufficient in the supply of these essential medicines. These are laudable achievements that we are celebrating, not just because we have managed to reduce the incidence of medicine, but if you look at it, fake medicines, if you look at the picture, the global picture is getting worse. With the crackdown on cocaine and other illicit drugs, the counterfeit medical business has received a boost. Most of the former drug barons have diverted their resources in the manufacture and distribution of these fake drugs. As a result, the business is worth about $75 billion annually. So if you imagine that there is counterfeit medicines worth more than $75 billion circulating out there, and Nigeria, with a population of 167 million people, almost less than 30%, producing less than 10%, 30% of what we actually need, vast and porous borders, good buying powers, heavy disease burden, like I mentioned, the malaria burden. It's a good and attractive market for these medicines, including the counterfeit medicines. So if you look at that, why the global picture is going worse, and here we are improving the situation, then you can see that it's a laudable achievement. And we have achieved this by, like I said, combined strategies, international collaboration with other services within the country, including the customs, the immigration, the NDLEA, the Nigerian police, the Nigerian other services in the country. And then collaboration with other Nigerian groups, including the students, including the Nollywood, the entertainment industry, including the traditional rulers. So with all hands on deck, we are achieving great results. And I think it's the entire Nigerian people deserve the credit for whatever we have been able to achieve so far.
The industrialization drive of the federal government is said to have been supported by your agency. So how is this agency doing this? Evolution and WHO pre-qualification of pharmaceutical companies.
We are participating in our own area. Immediately I came in, I encouraged the pharmaceutical companies. I just informed you that when I came in, and the situation has not changed much up to now, just about 30% of essential medicine needed for consumption in Nigeria are produced locally. We depend to a large extent on import. In Nigeria, we have depended to a large extent on imports of every single item that we need. Even toothpicks sometimes are imported from other countries. So now what we have done is to encourage the pharmaceutical companies to step up, upgrade their facilities both in quality and in quantity, so that Nigeria can become self-sufficient in the supply of essential medicines. And one area where we have decided to achieve this is the area of pre-qualification of medicines. When some of the companies have heeded this advice, like the Orhii Pharmaceuticals has built the state-of-the-art infusion factory in Orhii, Anambra State, which is the biggest on the African continent, using state-of-the-art German technology. And it was commissioned by the president himself in 2010. Likewise, May and Baker has responded. They built their own factory that was also commissioned by the president in 2011. So many other companies are coming up like that, that will meet WHO standards. These medicines, these companies will make sure that Nigeria becomes self-sufficient in the supply of essential medicines, and also Nigeria eventually will become a net exporter of medicines, as against the current situation where we import most of the medicines that we need. Nigeria now can begin to, once we get pre-qualification for some of our medicines, international buyers and global players will come and buy from Nigeria for donation to other developing countries. The other year, Global Fund expended $4.6 billion acquiring medicine for donation to other countries. Nigeria, with a population of 167 million people, was a major recipient of these donations. And yet no single dollar was spent here, because international donors can buy only WHO pre-qualified products. And because currently in Nigeria we do not have a single product that is WHO pre-qualified, we did not take advantage of this opportunity. But with the current pre-qualification, we already have a WHO-approved syringe company in Rivers State, the only such factory on the African continent, and other countries are already coming to buy from them, including even the Nigerian government itself. So we have opened up the industry, and that was done with participation of NAFDAC. so we want to open up the industry. Then in the area of cassava revolution, Nigeria unfortunately has not for a long time taken advantage of its global position, the advantage that it has, the comparative advantage that it has in the area of agriculture. Nigeria should be a net exporter of food, but currently Nigeria has relied mostly on imported food. Luckily, the current Minister of Agriculture has taken this problem up. He rolled out figures and they were scary. Nigeria purchased rice the other year worth more than 356 billion naira in 1 year. Wheat alone, Nigeria imported wheat worth more than 617 billion naira. That's almost 2 billion naira a day. Even common sugar, we imported sugar worth more than 217 billion naira in a year. All these products could be manufactured here locally. And so the Honorable Minister of Agriculture has declared what we call a cassava revolution, so that we can supplement the wheat flour with 20% quality cassava flour. And by this alone, we'll be saving billions and billions of naira. And many people will be engaged in the cassava production, including the value chain. Also, the Honorable Minister of Agriculture has decided to set up some of the cassava plants that will be manufacturing or producing the good quality cassava flour that will be used in cassava bread. So cassava bread does not mean that it's 100% cassava. The bread is 100% cassava. It will just be about 20% cassava. Okay. But even within that 20%, you can imagine how much money we will save on wheat importation. So we have keyed into this program. We have to make sure that the cassava flour is of good quality, that it does not contain cyanide. Right now, the enzyme that neutralizes the cyanide is imported from South Africa. But we're already working with some professors at the University of Agriculture in Makurdi, Benue State, who have started developing the enzyme locally. Okay. So we'll make sure that the wheat is of good quality and it's not poisonous, it does not contain cyanide. I have tasted the cassava bread myself, and it is very delicious, it's very nice. It was manufactured first. I have one by Firo in Lagos, tasted another one by UTC in Lagos, and then some more products manufactured that I tasted with the University of Agriculture in Makurdi, Benue State. I'm very encouraged, and I think Nigerians will love this cassava bread as it comes out. So these are some of the areas that we're encouraging the industry to expand and to grow. And many Nigerians will get jobs through these good quality jobs by what we are doing.
What effort is NAFDAC putting in place to address the issue of Nigerian products being rejected abroad?
Many of the people who export products, agricultural products from Nigeria, do not come to NAFDAC to make sure that those products meet the standards of the country where they intend to export the products to. And yet, there are countries that have deliberate policies to encourage import or export to their countries of made in Nigeria value-added agricultural products. I was at a Goa meeting, that's the African Growth Opportunity Act in the US. They have a deliberate policy to encourage value-added agricultural products to be imported from African countries to the US. And yet, for more than 10 years of the existence of this act, we continue to rely almost exclusively on crude oil export to this advanced country.
How would you rate NAFDAC among other international regulatory agencies?
Internationally, NAFDAC is rated among the top 20 medicines regulatory agencies globally. We belong to such a lead group with the US, with the European Union, Japan, Germany, and on the African continent, only South Africa has the level of the regulatory agency that we have. So NAFDAC is rated very, very high globally.
Sir, how do you intend to sanitize packaged water industries?
The packaged water industry is a very important part of the industry because most Nigerians drink packaged water. It's a by a very conservative estimate, it's a 7 billion naira business daily. If you look at the population of Nigeria, you know that we are 167 million people, and then you, by a very conservative estimate, you say that out of these 167 million people, just about 100 on the average drink one bottle of water a day at 50 naira per bottle. Then you are looking at 5 billion naira, and then add to that the sachet water too. Unfortunately, some unscrupulous elements have decided to cash into this business by not following the procedures, but not appropriate manufacturing environment. Some people just try to fetch water from their well or any source, and then just package it so that they can sell. Especially those producing this sachet water. We have recently conducted an audit of the entire water industry. We are also partnering with the Association of Water Manufacturing, Antwerp, water manufacturers. We are also we created a database of all these companies that produce and market packaged water. So now it is easier for us to monitor the industry, and working very closely with the association, they will be reporting cases to us of those people who are not doing the business the right way, so that we can close them down and take appropriate sanctions. So we are very, very happy that the industry is growing, but now we have got it where we can more adequately regulate the industries to make sure that the water in circulation is of good quality and wholesome. This has helped us to also significantly reduce the incidence of waterborne diseases. Like typhoid fever is not as prevalent as it used to be before we started using packaged water. And we hope that some of these waterborne diseases will soon be a thing of the past as people continue to manufacture, to produce and market packaged water, and more Nigerians continue to use only packaged water, especially for drinking and for other purposes.
Viewers will take a short break now. We'll be right back.
You too can stay safe if you do this.
When buying drugs, look out for the scratch pane on the body of the packet. Scratch out the silver-plated code to reveal a 2-digit code. Type PIN to 38353 to check if it's genuine. You will get an instant message. Example, fake. Don't use or OK original.
Even before you pay.
Text is free on all GSM networks. Nafdac has put the power in your hands. So, save not just money, but your life. Nafdac, safeguarding the health of the nation.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, the program is Nafdac Today. And my guest today is the Director General Nafdac, Dr. Paul Orhii. And he has been telling us about the packaged water, also known as pure water in the country, talking about the ways forward, to sanitize the packaged water in our country. He has also talked about some of the achievements so far that NAFDAC has achieved. So sit back as the program continues. What are the key innovations have you made in the area of pharmacovigilance?
Well, pharmacovigilance is the science that keeps vigilance, like as the name suggests, on the drugs that we consume. You know that even the drugs, the best drugs, also have side effects.
Okay.
It might not necessarily be a bad drug. It might not be a fake drug. Even the best medicines do have unintended effects that occur when you take the drug for the intended effect that you want to achieve. We want people to report those events to us just as they report counterfeit medicines to us. If you take a drug and you feel some side effect, do not just ignore it, because it might be something that other people might be feeling, and it may have some kind of other bad effect that might even lead to death. So we want those effects to be reported. At the end of the day, we collect this effect and weigh them versus the benefit of the drug and see if the benefit, if the dangers that are posed by this drug outweigh the benefits, we may decide to record that drug.
Okay.
That is why we have the pharmacovigilance unit. It used to be a unit, we have now made it into a full-fledged directorate, because the pharmacovigilance directorate will not only be looking at the side effects of drugs that are reported passively by people, and also actively by our own asking and collecting these side effects from patients and from doctors and from nurses that take care of the patients. But they will also be going out there to do what we call post-market safety surveillance of products, all products that we approve.
Okay.
The fact that we have approved the product does not mean that we have stopped monitoring that product for quality. What we do is that we just go to the store, just like any Nigerian does. We have mystery shoppers who go and buy these products and bring them to our laboratory to test them. And we continue to take these products, and if we find them wanting, then we take appropriate action. So pharmacovigilance unit directorate will be doing that. We have to make the agency also more effective. We have created what we call a chemical directorate, because you know that chemicals are used in large quantities in Nigeria, in manufacturing, in our households, and in our houses and everywhere. And so we want to have a chemical directorate that will just monitor some of these chemicals, who is importing them, what are they using them for, and where are they distributing the chemicals after they have imported them into the country. Then if there are any other effects that the chemicals are causing, we should be able to catch that early so that we can take appropriate action. We have a veterinary medicine and allied products directorate created that will just take care of the animals, their feeds, the meat that we eat from these animals. We'll look at it and make sure that it's of good quality and it's wholesome. And then we have also what we call the drug evaluation and research directorate that will just focus on drug issues. And then they will have the food and nutrition and allied products directorate that will just focus on issues of food and other products that are for nutrition. So the agency is becoming more specialized in different areas. In order to be even more effective, we are relying heavily on innovative technologies. There are technologies like the TrueScan that help us to immediately detect fake products. There are technologies that this SMS, the text messaging system, that allows us to put the power of detection of counterfeit medicines in the hands of the Nigerian consumers. More than 80 million Nigerians who use cell phones now can text, authenticate the medicines, and if there are failures, they can report to Nafdac. So we have potentially more than 80 million Nafdac informants out there. Anybody who walks into a shop, a medicine shop, a medicine store, a pharmacy, and has a cell phone in hand and can scratch and text and report, is automatically a potential Nafdac informant. So this is making us more effective in monitoring the quality of products in the country.
Yeah, about the TrueScan and the text message system you just talked about right now. How many drugs in the pharmacy have that numbers on it?
The text messaging system, for now, we have required that all anti-malaria drugs, because anti-malaria drugs are the most often counterfeited medicines in this country, because they are sold in large volumes and they are the most often counterfeited. So we have required that from January this year, all the anti-malaria drugs in circulation in Nigeria must have that SMS technologies to enable Nigerians verify their authenticity before they buy. Other drugs are still coming on. We have required that antibiotics, they are also the second most counterfeited drugs in this country. By March, we should have that technology on them. Right now, we have the Campiclox, has it. On the anti-malaria drug, we have Lonart, and so many other ones are coming on now, since we made that announcement. But I think all the medicines will eventually be on those technology. as we continue to prove that it works and can protect not just the brand, not just their market share and also the brand name, but also they can actually protect the patient. So we will get all the medicines eventually on these technologies.
Is there any fee attached to the text message? As you text, do they have to deduct any money from your account, or is it free text message?
The text message comes free to the consumer, the Nigerian consumer. And it's very interesting that the agency, Nafdac, has not spent a single kobo of taxpayer money in developing these technologies. Currently, the technologies are sponsored. For example, the text message technology is sponsored by the brand owners, people who market these medicines. But then by our own calculation, ultimately it is the counterfeiter that pays for this technology, because the brand owner used to lose sometimes up to 40% of their market share to counterfeiters. Now, with the use of this technology, they are regaining their market share at the expense of the counterfeiters. So ultimately, it's the counterfeiter that is paying for this technology. It comes free to the consumer who wants to take and scratch and verify. It comes almost free, like to Nafdac too. We have not paid any taxpayers' money to get this SMS technology. But the brand owners are paying for it, and ultimately they recoup their money from the counterfeiter as they regain their market share.
What is the advice to companies owners that are not yet registered?
Well, if you are marketing a NAFDAC regulated product, you better come and register with NAFDAC. That way we'll be able to help you even develop your own business, because by giving you the right advice, you'll be producing quality products that Nigerians will want to patronize, and so that can help you expand your business. People who do not register products, and these products are NAFDAC regulated but do not come to us and try to market them, of course, we eventually catch up with them, and it will be bad news for some of these people. So the best thing is to come, try to do the right thing. We'll teach you. We are helping even companies. We are inviting even the WHO for free to come and help some of these companies. We are inviting the US Department of Agriculture to come and conduct good hygienic practices for the food industry. So there are a lot of benefits for coming to register your company with NAFDAC. And then there are a lot of risks that you'll be running. All your investment may just go down the drain if we find out that you are marketing a product that is supposed to have been registered with NAFDAC and it has not been registered. So my advice is that you come and register your products with NAFDAC before you market them, if they are NAFDAC regulated products.
So what's your advice to Nigerians?
My advice to Nigerians is to come and join NAFDAC. To join NAFDAC to help us fight the faking of NAFDAC regulated products, be it food, drugs, chemicals, cosmetics, medical devices, and even bottled water. All these products are products that Nigerians use in large volumes on a daily basis, and we want them to be very safe, wholesome, and in cases of if the product is a medicinal product, it should be effective. So every Nigerian has a stake. They should give us information if they find out that somebody is marketing unwholesome products, so that by giving us that information, they might be saving a lot of lives, millions of lives, including their own lives themselves. So they should come and join the fight against faking of products.
Thank you so much, for coming on the program Nafdac Today, and we do hope to see you some other time on the program.
It was my pleasure. Thank you.
That's the much we can take on this week's edition of the program. My guest has been the Director General of NAFDAC, Dr. Paul Orhii. Don't forget to send your SMS to 00719-16412. And until next week when I come your way again, I remain your regular host, Queen Obaseki. Have a lovely evening.